All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. Time to talk about 24 hours later and what I've been doing with this phone since having it. So first off, I'm at 87% after 24 hours. So, that's pretty doggone good. But predominantly all I've done is take photos and video and then just use it for like looking at social media. So that's the battery talk. It's clearly going to have great battery. It works on T-Mobile 5G. I tried Visible Wireless and I got 4G, but I didn't, the internet settings came in, but it wasn't locking in all the way. So everything worked, but the data. So if you need to get phone calls or whatever, text messages, that's going to work. MMS, just the internet. I played with it for 20 minutes. It pulled in all the settings for Verizon, but the internet wasn't working. So I said, I'm just going to pop it out, just put the 5G T-Mobile back in there because it's with Breeze. Now that's that conversation. Battery, network, all good for the most part. But what I've been doing was taking photos and video and then using it like social media stuff. And I'm impressed with this phone just because it has 100 times zoom, and the zoom on this is actually pretty clear. I didn't just do 100 times zoom. I did 50, 30. I did a bunch of different zooms, and it's impressive. Now, I know the V5 over here has 100 times zoom, and maybe I'll put them against each other. I don't know. But this camera is extremely impressive. Just regular photos and regular video outside, impressive. And this phone also has portrait video as well, and I was impressed with that. Outdoors, indoors, it's okay. I'm shocked at that, but indoors portrait video, it's okay. And it can do 2K, up to 2K in portrait video. It does 1080p and 2K in portrait video. So that's a start. But, nonetheless, photos on this thing is so impressive. Just regular videos and regular 4K video, just outside is extremely impressive. I mean, it's really good. I typically shoot things around the house and take photos around the house. But I was outside. I was doing something with one of the cars, and I said, let me get this phone out of my pocket and take some photos of just what I'm standing next to. So I'm impressed with the cameras, man. And again, video to me is questionable. All right, guys. So here is the Vivo X Fold 5 on the tripod here. Just shooting in 4K 60, just basic video for you. I really like these cameras, like most cameras outside. But to me, this is always the ultimate test for a phone when I can sit in this low light setting here. Two blinds open behind the camera, everything closed over here. So it's fairly, not the brightest in here, but it's enough to get some light in to see how this Zeiss lens will do. So I wanted to go ahead and test out the cameras here and give you a sample of it here first. I don't know how I feel about the video at this point. I'll have to use this to shoot video, like these top-down shots right here. This video has been recorded with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7. Now, I'll need to record with this phone, but this high power mic that I have plugged in, it won't work on this phone for some reason. When you plug it in, it starts up and then it just doesn't want to work. But if I plug in my DJI Mic Mini and all those, it works just fine. So that might be a thing I'll do, use that microphone if I want to do video with this phone by plugging it right into it. So the DJI mic works, the Mic Mini works plugging in here, but the mic I'm using, the Find 5K 688, it doesn't work when plugged into this phone. And I was kind of surprised about that because it's a Type-C, and it is the audio is perfect when using this microphone, and it didn't work with this phone for some reason. So all in all, the first 24 hours down for me, I've just been kind of testing out the cameras, playing with it. I got all my Google services set up on here. It's been good. It's been fine. Again, we know the battery is going to be good, so I'm not going to harp on the battery too much. But the overall experience to me, I kind of just want to take these cameras and compare it next to the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, the Fold 7, the V5 here. I want to compare it next to these phones that I know are in its same league class. But this one kind of outclasses the Fold 7 when it comes to price, hardware, battery. Software is always subjective, but you do have Google Play services on here. And this is just a matter of, are you willing to deal with, you can uninstall all of the bloatware that's on here. You can uninstall. Like I can uninstall all of this. So it'll just be Google Play services on here. And then another downside is you have to have T-Mobile USA, and that's how you'll get your 5G. And like I said, I talked about Visible, so it can technically work, but your data is going to come from. If you finagle with it, you can probably get the data to work. But I just didn't want to mess with it. So I like pop in, pop out, I'm out, that's it. So ultimately, this is a phone I could use in the US. It is, and just side by side with my Fold 7, it just outclasses the Fold 7 in a lot of areas. But what it's going to come down to for a lot of people is it's an import, and they're not going to like the software properly. Even if they get the global version, that's cool. You'll have more bands or whatever. But this Chinese version works with 5G in the US. So it's just taking off the bloatware. There's nothing else on here that will make it seem like it was this software version. That's the difference. It's just the software. And if I had T-Mobile as my primary carrier, I would. I would start importing all the phones again. I could switch back to them, but I'm not switching back to T-Mobile. Their network changed when they joined with Sprint. And then where I live at, it just tanked. It's pretty decent, but I don't trust it anymore. And plus the bills are higher, and I got a much better deal with Visible Wireless. I got two phones for the price of one, for less than the price of one over here. I'm paying $35 for two plans, unlimited, everything, hotspot, everything. I'm loving Visible. But nonetheless, this is a phone that I think would work for a lot of people if they weren't worried about like warranty and things like that. And most people are importing phones. They're not worried about warranty and stuff like that. They want to get it, kick it. Because like I said before, and I'll say it again, this phone outclasses the Fold 7 in price. It's way less in price, way less. So think about it this way. This is a 256 gig with 12 gigs of RAM. It's like $1,200, I believe. Right? $1,200. The Fold 7 I'm recording with is $2,000 for the same storage options with lesser cameras, lesser screen, lesser battery, lesser hardware. You go on and on. You see what I'm saying? So it's just going to come down to do people want to deal with the software? I mean, you get a 80-watt charging, 40-watt wireless charging. This phone is better than the Fold 7. There's no other way to say it. This phone is much better than the Fold 7, what it's offering. And again, if I was T-Mobile customers and I was fed up with, Samsung and just whatever the US is offering, I would import phones all the time. Because obviously that's what I did when I was on T-Mobile for like 26 and a half years. I had all kinds of phones over here. I didn't care about warranties and all that stuff. So, this is kind of the ultimate foldable. It's just not technically slated for the US. I mean, I know some people might get offended or upset by that, but come on, see it for what it is. The software is what's going to bring people down to question whether or not they want to deal with it. But after using this software versus the V5, I kind of like this software better. It feels just so smooth. So for me, if I had to choose, and I just got this phone, like I'm just a little over 24 hours, folks. I would definitely take this over the Fold 7. Again, battery life is better. I'm not just saying that because it has a bigger battery. It literally is better. And I know that within the first 24 hours of the Fold, I was down a lot less battery. I got some decent screen on time, but the Fold 7 will only last me a day and a half, maybe. Think about it that way. I'm almost at a day and a half, and I still got 80-something plus percent. Let's just call it 85%. The Fold 7, at a day and a half, I'm at like 40% or 50 at least on the next day. This phone's got 30% more battery. So you've got what some would consider better cameras, better battery, better hardware. Some would say better software, depending on where you live and if you're mad at Samsung or whatever. But Samsung software is loaded to the gills, and it is solid and stable. But it's just outclasses Samsung in a lot of areas. And I won't say that again. It's your man, Jay. 24 hours in. We'll see how this turns out. I need to officially put this against the Fold 7 and officially against the V5 here. And get some pictures taken and just kind of get it going next to each other. But what do you think about this, folks? What do you think about this phone so far? And my thoughts on it. some of you guys have the X Fold 5, and you also have the Fold 7. I hear you. I see you. At least you say it in the comments. I hear you. What do you think? Do you think this phone outclasses the Fold 7 and several other foldable phones? I mean, the price alone kicks everybody else's butt, because it's like $1,200 for this phone right here to start. And a terabyte is still only like 1,600 or something like that. 1,700. It's crazy. It's nuts. Yeah. I don't know, man. This might be RIP for all the other foldables. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Another phone that can do portrait video is this phone, the Vivo X Fold 5. I didn't know that, but when I was digging around the settings, I found it, and I was like, this is a good thing. So we're going to fire it up, and we're going to shoot some portrait video, and here it is. This is the portrait video coming out of the Vivo X Fold 5. What do you think about its quality?